Hey guys, Kev here, and I have something really cool to talk about with you guys.
Hey guys, it's Brian with C. Reisner Cutlery here, and it's time for another giveaway. You can win your choice of the new exclusive Divo knives Lush. To enter, all you have to do is follow us and Divo Knives on Instagram, like this post, and either tag a friend in the comments or comment what your favorite version is. The giveaway ends Thursday, August 8th at 10 p.m. Eastern.
This is the Divo Knives Lush, and this is an exclusive at traditionalpocketknives.com, aka C. Reisner Cutlery, my boy Austin. Great dude, and he's been an absolute pleasure to work with. Colin and I have just really enjoyed it, and we definitely have similar tastes, and it's just been an awesome experience working with Austin. And this is just the first of a lot of stuff we have coming together, so stay tuned. But let's talk about the Lush. These are dropping on Friday, August 9th, at 1 p.m. Eastern. So we dropped the Lush last year in the winter, and when we dropped it, we ordered I think 300 of them, and we did I think 3 versions, and you guys loved it. They got gobbled up pretty quick. If I remember correctly, it was like within hours. A few hours they sold out. It was incredible. And we've been getting questions a lot since then to have more. So we pretty much immediately reordered the Lush so we could get them to you guys as quickly as possible. And we thought we'd have these around Blade Show. It took a little longer to get them, but they're here. We have 4 new versions, and the 80s is back by popular demand. This was the one everybody wanted last time, so we made sure we reordered this one. We added another camo carbon that we really think is awesome, and then we threw in a few fat carbons. And we did one version that is a little bit different than the others. So, other than the inlays, on these 4 at least, the knife is the same. This is just a second batch. This is not a V2. So I want to put that out there for anybody who has one or is just interested in that information. Now, the one request I made to Concept was to try and bring the detent up a little bit. On the first batch, they were light to medium, right? Light to like light medium sort of is the best way to put it. And with this design, it sort of needs to be because of the flipper tab. However, I thought it was better at that medium to like mid-medium range. So I asked them to try to consistently stick at that range, maybe make it a little stronger where they could. But it's a tricky game you got to play, because if you make the detent too strong, then it becomes difficult to utilize this flipper design we have, which is really cool, really fun. And with any detent, except for super strong, it works really well. So I will say I have 5 here. Austin was kind enough to send me all 5 so I could show you guys, make this video and everything. And from what I've experienced on these 5, I will say I think Concept hit the mark almost dead bullseye. Some of these are a little stronger than others, but there's not a single one that feels as light as the lightest ones on the last batch. I hope that makes sense. I'm a real detent nerd. If that's not something you care about, then just ignore what I'm saying. But a lot of people who follow me are also into that, into detent. So I wanted to talk about it. But basically, they're fantastic, and I'm blown away by it. Super stoked. I love how they all came out, and let's just talk through it, right? So we have the 80s version here. And actually, first I'll show you the packaging. You can see right here. So this box will come with every knife. So you'll get the Divo knives box. This is the blue and black Divo box. The knife will be in here, and the foam is cut out. There's a little bit of silica in there, and it's in plastic. And then we have these really cool sleeves that Austin over at Traditional Pocket Knives is a really big fan of, and I love that he is. So whenever we work with him on these exclusive models, he loves to do these, and we love working on it too. Working on the artwork is really fun. So we kept this part the same. I think we just tried to make the colors pop. Actually, I'll go get one of the original ones. I think I have it. Yeah. So I didn't realize how different it was, but the artwork is different. The artwork is different. So you can see it's a little bit of a darker color scheme this time around. Still got those neon colors, but it's a little darker this time. So here you have the Lush with the mountains, where here you have the Lush with the jungle kind of theme, which I think looks really sweet. Yeah, I love it. So if you need to collect all the new packaging, that is one of the differences on this knife. It says Divo Knives there. I thought it would be cool to add a little bit of color to the letters here. So I think that's really fun, you know. And then yours should have these stickers. It's just that he sent me one of these because I don't think he got the full order yet by the time he was shipping these. So he only sent me one to check out for all of these, so he didn't put the sticker on because he wouldn't have known which one to put it on, if that makes sense. But it's very cool. I love it. Great packaging there. And then it will come with a Divo knife sticker. We sent Austin a boatload of these because, like I said, we have a bunch of stuff coming up with him. And it matches perfectly with the theme here, which is, you know, neon colors, at least, you know, some of them. It's kind of our thing. We love bright colors. We love just doing different color variations. We're really big on camo carbon, fat carbon, right? You're going to get a traditional pocket knife sticker. It might not be this one, but I'm sure you're going to get a sticker. And I'm not positive if there's a Lush sticker as well that Austin has, but it's possible. And then you'll get random swag. Like in this package, I got a patch. I think he just kind of puts in different stuff with different orders. But check this one out. This sticker says, "How many more pocket knives are you going to buy?" And the husband says, "I'm only going to buy a few more, I promise." And then the wife is outside the car. He's driving away from Traditional Pocket Knives. And he's got the Lush and a bunch of other exclusives and stuff like that. Like there's Esnix, Jack Wolf is in there. And then all his exclusives are in there. Finch, really cool. And then some of the traditionals that he carries. I think this is a great sticker. Absolutely fantastic. So really cool swag, guys. I just wanted to show you that. Austin is great about swag. So the question most people ask, the first question I usually get is how much and when. So the drop is August 9th, this Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern at traditionalpocketknives.com only. It's the only website you have to worry about for this drop. Sometimes we work with other dealers on stuff, but this is their exclusive model. We are so stoked to work with Austin on this again. And this is the website you need. On Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, be there, baby, to pick one of these up. The price point is $199. $199 for this knife. You're talking titanium frame. You're talking fat carbon or camo carbon inlays. And you're talking S90V blade steel, hollow ground, nice and thin, slicey as a mofo with that Vox jimping right there. You got the low profile wire clip which is, of course, reversible. All right. And this is going to be $199 retail. You can use your favorite YouTuber's code. You can use my code LeftyTPK. Excuse me. And you will get $5 off. So this would be $195 with code LeftyTPK. I think that's a great price. You know, obviously we strive to provide you guys as best of quality as we can for the most affordable price we can. Yes, we are in this to make some money. There's no doubt about that. I'm not sitting here saying this is charity, right? We're in it to make money. You know why? Because we want to make money so we can do more cool designs and get more knives out for you guys. And yes, some of that money ends up in our pockets at some point. But we really strive to make it affordable. And trust me, when you're working with a dealer like this, you have to account for more than just, you know, making money for your business. Now, the dealer also is involved, right? And so we both have the same outlook on that. If you look at Austin, you look at his exclusives on his website, he was just selling the Hedgehog, the QSP Hedgehog exclusive that he had in camo carbons for $90. He had a sale for $90. M390 camo carbon, titanium, hollow ground, just badass knife. And he had it for $90. And those were like $150 retail. It was insane. So anyway, he has the same kind of mentality that we do. So again, that's why we love working with him. I'm going to shut up about that. Anyway, $199. And you can use the code LeftyTPK. Now, I do recommend that you use your favorite YouTuber's code that is not me. I know I'm everybody's favorite. You don't have to tell me in the comments. Yes, please tell me. No, I'm just kidding. Because this is a Divo product, I've agreed with Austin that I'm not going to take commission on it. So you can support another channel and use their code and they'll get commission. Up to you guys, but I just wanted to put that out there. So if any other YouTubers are watching this and they have a code, you might want to pimp it down in the comments for yourself, okay? Let's take a look at all the versions. I'll show you the deployments, and then I'll get you out of here and shut up, okay? I do have a video on the original batch, which again, knife is the same. The scales will swap. If you have one, you could swap scales. You know, all the parts should swap. With I have no reason to think they wouldn't. Nothing has changed fundamentally with this knife, okay? The detent being a little bit stronger is most likely just going to be a tweak on the lock bar. Possibly the detent hole is a little deeper kind of thing. But everything should, you know, work with the old model. I'm not going to go ahead and guarantee it, but I would say it's worth doing if you had that idea to like swap scales. I see no problem with that, but all the other parts should be just as interchangeable, in my opinion. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know if I was going somewhere with that, but here it is. So this is the 80s. I got to give Camo Carbon some huge props. They have done a great job just putting more color into the 80s. I feel like when it first came out, it was like hit or miss if you would get a really good cut, right? And you'd have a ton of color or not. You know, I think I might actually have a good example. If I go grab my low drag jack. So this is a little bit different of a cut, but this is 80s from, I don't know, a year and a half ago, something like that. And this is 80s on the Lush. I just feel like Camo Carbon has really stepped it up with injecting that color, that fluorescence into their crazy colored Camo Carbon. This is my favorite. This is the Flow Party Camo Carbon, and I first saw this on a Jack Wolf knife, my little bro, I think, and I loved it. I fell in love with it immediately. It became my favorite colorway. It really takes all the colors I love out of here and just magnifies them over here, and then adds yellow. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of neon green, even though I love it in the 80s because it gives you that, you know, nostalgia 80s feel. But not the biggest fan of green. It can be awesome. Like if you've seen, they have a watermelon sugar color. Wink, wink. That's coming soon as well from Traditional Pocket Knives on a Divo. But that works really well because it's green and pink. It looks like watermelon, which is sick. So anyway, it just takes the colors out of here I love, adds yellow, and man, it pops. It really pops to me. So, yeah, really excited about those two. So those are going to be your big color hitters, your fluorescents, right? These are the ones you can take a UV light to and go to town on, right? You're going to get that really cool look when you light it up with UV. How cool is that? Same thing here. So all the colors in there are fluorescent. Then we have Purple Haze Fat Carbon. So if you guys remember the last batch, we had Lava Flow and we had Arctic Fat Carbon. And, you know, when we did that, we basically had to choose. We didn't have to, but we chose between blue and purple. And I immediately said, when we do a second batch, if we do a second batch, we need to do purple instead of blue to kind of cover ourselves on that. So this is the Purple Haze Fat Carbon. Classic at this point. And all of the Bead Blast tie versions have a satin blaze, a machine satin from Concept. They do their best to make it look like a belt satin, but it is not a true belt satin. I've been begging them to do a true belt satin for a while now, but they still do not offer it. It still looks really good. I think they did a great job on it. And that, again, is that hollow ground S90V blade. I don't know if you can see that. Just beautiful hollow grind. Look at that. Yeah, beautiful. And you have that Vox jimping right here to get your thumb on there for cuts, right? Index finger for utility cutting. Really cool squared off lock bar access. You have this little notch right here. I love that part of the design. Colin did a great job with that. And then we have Dark Matter Gold Fat Carbon. So this is one that we have never used before at Divo Knives. And now we have. And I really like Dark Matter Gold. The knife that made me love this material is the Sharp by Design Mini Tempest. When that came out, it was blacked out with Dark Matter Gold and the hand satin. That was such a gorgeous knife. Again, this one is the machine satin. They're all that machine satin. So you're really just picking your inlay material on these versions. And yeah, they are just really well done. I mean, centered on that one. I'll show you all of them in a second. And this one is the blacked out version. So this is the one, if you don't like color, this is the one you want to go for, I guess. Maybe this one would be a little bit more subdued than these other ones. I don't know, or the purple. But this one has Dark Matter Glow Fat Carbon. So it actually has a little trick up its sleeve. It looks fantastic as is. It just kind of looks like marbled fat carbon, right? And this one has a black washed S90V blade. That is a PVD coating. Just to be clear, and you can see down here, S90V on the steel. And everything is blacked out, which is really cool. And then if you take a UV or just a flashlight, you can charge this. So that's the difference between this and this. With this, you can make it glow fluorescent with UV light, or like a black light, I guess. But it doesn't stay. Once you turn that off, it's done, right? With this, I can torch it with a flashlight. UV light works as well, but I can hit it with a flashlight and that'll stick around for a little bit. It's not like super long. You can see it's already starting to fade. Now, I have studio lights on, so obviously it's gonna take away a little bit of that. What we could do here is just set it down. I'm gonna cut those lights off just to show you guys these colors pop a little more. So just bear with me, I'm gonna cut the lights. So, that is the dark matter glow. I mean, look at that. Check out the pictures on traditionalpocketknives.com. Again, there's a link down below. He has a really cool picture where he has the blade and everything. And then the picture is like cut in half. And then the handle is all in the dark, showing the glow. It's excellently done. But look at that. My God, it does glow for a little while, actually. In person, it's not quite as intense as that. Let me see what it looks like right after I blast it. Sorry about that. Just sudden shine, but I just want to see. Yeah, it's pretty dang bright, but it's not like in the camera it looks really freaking bright. It looks better in person because it's a little more defined. In the camera, it looks kind of jumbled together, all the glow, but it looks more like you're looking at marbled carbon fiber with glow in it. It's hard to explain, like almost like a countertop, but it's glow, you know? Very cool. So here's the bottom that I didn't hit again. And one of the reasons we really like the wire clip is because you can see your handle material through it. It doesn't take away a ton of the material like a milled clip would. And it's also reversible a little easier. Let me shut this and then I'll show you. This is my flashlight again. And you'll see on the camo carbon, it doesn't do anything, right? And you can't do anything to these either. You can just do it to the glow, which is cool. Now, if I take the UV light, oh my God, my shirt is just like totally lit up, but it really makes these pop. I mean, look at that. Isn't that cool? See if I can get it to like just sit and show it. There you go. I mean, that's really cool that you can. That's pretty cool. Look at that. Just the back. Just the front is like orange. That's wild. But you'll see again, it does nothing to these. These don't have any properties like glow or fluorescence. Now watch. It's lighting this up right now. And it really does a good job on glow. Wow, it really pops in person. It's crazy. And then, boom, turn it off. That's going to keep glowing. I know you guys know how glow works, so I'll shut up. Turn the lights back on here. Oh, one other thing I'll show you real quick, actually, just because it's a fun little thing to note, is, where's that UV light? The 80s, even this 80s from a year and a half ago, has fluorescence, in case you didn't know. So if you have some camo carbon laying around, double check and see if it glows with UV light. Not all of them do. They started adding it sort of as they went. So there you go, folks. That is the Lush Batch 2 that is dropping on Friday, August 9th at 1 p.m. Eastern. The deployment. So let's talk about that real quick. So I'll show you the detent I was talking about. So it has a good... It's pulling that blade in. It's got a good click. I'm not feeling any lash on these. Right? This one... No lash. Purple one. This one's probably the strongest out of the bunch that I have. No lash. Notice how they all have somewhat of a click. If I remember correctly on the first batch, they really didn't... they seem to just be a little bit softer overall. Let me just check this one that I have, because I happen to have one lava flow from last year. It's the last one I have. That feels great. Yeah, see, this one's really good. And basically what we were trying to do was have them sort of try to get all of them to feel more like this. Where they had some that were just... In our opinion, they were a little too light. So they've done a great job here being more consistent this time around. And I will tell you, that is what happens. We have ordered the same knife now. You know, there's 3 or 4 knives we've reordered, right? And these OEMs get better and better at making that knife every time they do a run, which makes sense, but it's cool, you know? So again, the deployments, you have a fuller here, a long pull, and I utilize that to reverse flick this puppy, right? It works fantastically, left-handed or right-handed, because we have this very minimal bolster lock bar here showing. So it's a bolster lock, covers all this up. And we even have this little area right here that's spaced in between the scale and the frame, so that when you disengage it as a lefty, when you disengage it, you don't pinch your meat. You don't pinch your finger in there. That can happen sometimes if this inlay material is too tight to the lock bar. You'll end up pinching your finger, your skin in there. So we made sure to do that. Again, that's all on the original. You can also use this fuller to thumb flick. And that's one noticeable thing for me with the detent being a little bit stronger on these, is I'm able to do that a little bit more reliably. I'm never good at it left-handed. Oh, look at that. You know, I always have to put a little wrist into it, but it just feels a little bit more crisper. A little bit more crisper. So you have the fuller for thumb, reverse flick. That's 2 methods. Then you have this really cool top flipper design. And it's basically a front flipper / top flipper. See this area right here that goes straight up, and it's nicely jimped all the way up there and around. Well, you put your finger up in the front area, and it will pop out like a traditional front flipper. With authority, I might add. Really fun to do that. So I love that move. Then you have this portion of jimping that can be utilized for 2 things. One, the most common, is the top flipper, or what I like to call the Zippo flip, where you put your thumb up here and you whip it around the back. And that's why this cutout is here, to help your thumb get around it, help the blade get around it, and not jam up. So you just kind of put your finger on the back half, maybe, of this area. You don't want to do it all the way at the front. You could probably, but the front is for the front flip. and then you kind of come here, and then you just pull on it. Boom. It whips around. And then you can also rest your index finger up here, utilize that nice tight jimping, strong jimping, and you can do the old reach around. So that's 5 deployment methods, at least, that you can do on this. Some people will do the upside down flick. You know, I don't count that as a separate thing because it's still just a reverse flick. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. They came out even better this time. So if you already have one, you know, you could get another one. Just saying. We do not, I know some people are going to ask this, we do not have extra inlays at this time. Honestly, just didn't think about it. And we had so many people asking for the knives that we just ordered more knives. We didn't really think about the inlays. I know some of you have one and you're like, can I just get the scales? I apologize. We did not think of that. It's possible we will in the future, but as of right now, we don't. I think there's one guy who makes inlays for this or has made them. I can't promise he would make them for you, but check out Match Anderson on Instagram. Match Anderson, great dude, makes scales for stuff. I first heard of him with the TRM knives, but he's done some Lush inlays, so you could always check that out if you want. But anyway, that's it. There's the Lush. Pick one up on Friday for $1.99. Use the code LeftyTPK or anyone else's code that you like. Let me know any questions you have down below. I'd be happy to answer it. I'm sure Austin will be able to check this video out, and he'll be happy to answer any questions as well. We love the knife. We're stoked on how they came out this time around. We hope you guys enjoy it. I think we ordered enough for everyone. We ordered 100 of each version. I will say there was 40, or it was like a little less than 40 of the blacked out ones where Concept messed up the jimping. Like the jimping's supposed to be relatively aggressive so you can really grip it and rip it, right? Well, in QC, Austin and his team found about 40 of them where the jimping was just totally beat down. It's like they forgot to do something or they stonewashed right over it when they did the black wash. No idea what happened. We are not going to sell those in the drop, so at least not for $1.99. We've talked about selling those black ones for a discount. So we'll figure that out. I don't think it's happening that day, but there's going to be like 38 or so of those that drop for a reduced price due to the issue for people who want to mod it, or maybe they, I don't know, maybe they just want the fuller, whatever reason. We just figured that was the easiest way to do it. Cause, hey guys, editing Kev here. I just wanted to interject and let you guys know that we will be dropping the seconds on Friday at the same time as the drop. They will be markedly cheaper. I think we decided on $125 for those, and they just have the jimping that's not very well done. It's smooth, so it's harder to use the tab, if at all. So just keep that in mind. If you buy one, you're most likely going to be flicking it, or you're going to be fixing the jimping yourself. I just want to make that clear. That's why they're marked down. It will be listed that way, but I just want to let you know because I was wrong in the video. I wasn't sure yet. Thanks, guys. Love you. That's all the information I have right now. I love you guys. From Austin, Colin, and myself, I want to thank all of you so much for the support. We truly appreciate it. It means the world to us. We do not take it for granted. Thank you so much. We love you guys. Yeah, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I'll catch you later. Peace.